supply and how it could potentially impact what a shipper pays to haul freight?
Certainly. One of the things that FMCSA is real clear on, they say CSA 2010 is not a driver scoring mechanism, and they're right. It doesn't specifically tell you a score of a driver. However, carriers don't accumulate data but for a driver getting stopped roadside and getting inspected. So what happens is the driver has become a much more critical component in the scoring mechanism that FMCSA uses. And some of this burden rightfully belongs to the carrier, particularly if the carrier refuses to maintain the equipment or is pushing the drivers to violate hours of service or something else like that. Then in those respects, the carrier is responsible. But for good carriers, what they say is it's really hard because you look now the driver is an integral part, and they really have to monitor which of their drivers are accumulating the most violations. And because the data systems are set up so that publicly you can't do this, and the data systems will never allow the public to go in and ask, who are the 10 worst drivers. They're keeping that information hidden from the public. But a carrier can go in, and they can actually look at all of the bad data that they've accumulated in the last month, and they can actually aggregate that and say, okay, which of my drivers have accumulated most of this data? And what I'm seeing more and more, and actually what I'm advising my carriers that I work with to do on a regular basis, is to look at that data monthly and put in a fairly aggressive disciplinary system to address your drivers that are accumulating the worst data. Because you can't afford to continue